I mean, I watched the first 2 episodes of the show. By the way, I'm Erin. I'm from a Fangirlish, but I watched the first 2 episodes of the show, and that's one thing that I absolutely loved about you is that you seem very like real and very blunt and very like genuine. Like this whole show, everybody seems that way. But like, is that easy for you to be that vulnerable on TV?
Yeah, actually, when I watched the first 2 episodes, I was shocked at how comfortable I was. I was like, wow, you're really saying laid that many times, aren't you? I saw an accurate representation of what my girlfriends deal with without cameras at dinner parties. So yeah,
I I
I
mean,
was good at yeah.
I think it was great. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think it was great. Like, I think so many times Bravo shows, and don't get me wrong, like I'm a total Bravo addict, but sometimes Bravo shows feel very, to a certain point, very staged. And one thing I love about Real Girlfriends is that it's got this innocence about it in the sense that it doesn't feel staged. It feels so fresh and different and brand new. And I think that people are really going to enjoy it. What do you think people will enjoy most about the show, besides the obvious that it's set in Paris?
Yeah, obviously our backdrop is unbeatable. But I love the way it's edited. I feel like it's super new to Bravo. I think it's super raw. I feel like we're all genuinely supportive of each other, which I think is going to be a little refreshing. I am a Bravo-holic and I watch all the Real Housewives and I love to watch them fight. But I think that we're a little bit more of a stable friend group, I would say. And yeah, no, it's just super exciting.
What made you want to do this show?
I already was very comfortable posting myself on social media and my life and all of that. And people were always telling me to start a YouTube channel. And this was way better than YouTube channel. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready to be vulnerable, put everything on a platter, and maybe this will be my accountability.
That's a great answer. I mean, I think it's a great answer. What made you like, I love Paris. I've only ever been there twice, and like I was like, this is the greatest place in the world, and I live in New York, so like it's great. But what made you fall in love with Paris? Why Paris?
Well, my parents are French, and they're both from Paris. So that already, you know, I'm French by blood and all of that. And I grew up going back and forth since I was a kid to Paris from New York. And then I went back at 22 and I really started seeing it as an adult, but I was like hopping and bopping from New York and Paris and I hadn't settled down. And I think there was just a moment, well, after Trump got elected.
I mean, bluntly, that's when I tried to move. So
I was like, you know what? There's nothing holding me back to America.
Is there anything you miss about the States?
Yes, I miss the junk food. I miss Whole Foods. I miss supermarkets. There's lots of little details I miss about the States. I miss my friends. But I prefer Europe and I prefer France right now for me, for sure.
I get that. Do you have okay, so a lot of times in reality TV shows, they're like, I feel like there's always like the good girl and like a villain. And I don't feel like on your guys' show, like there's anybody set up to be like the villain. It like in a way, like honestly, before I watched the episodes, I was watching like Selling the OC or something, and I was like, oh, why somebody got to be a villain? And like, but is your guys' show different in the sense like you are all completely different people, but I think that's part of what I love. Is your guys different in the sense that we don't have to look out for a villain per se, or the girl?
I don't think no one is 100% anything, and that's what I like about our show is that they represented us exactly as we are. And like, yes, there are some girls that might be a little more vocal than others in fights and whatever else, but there is definitely not like a villain, I don't think, of the season.
I was doing an Instagram deep dive on everybody, and one of the things that I love most about your Instagram is you're making the best of your mess, like the bio. And what exactly does that mean to you? Because like honestly, I wanted to change my bio to that. I was like, that's amazing. That's
thank you. I don't know. I thought about it. That Lion King's, man, I don't know, it's like 6-7 months ago. And my friends always joke around that I always make the best of my mess. I'm a messy person. I word vomit. I blurt everything that's in my mind before thinking out of my mouth, and I'm always just making the best of it. So that's kind of the slogan of my life. And it couldn't work better for, I think, this whole year that was filmed. I really am making the best of my mess this year.
I didn't know it took place over a whole year. That's amazing.
Well, no, it was 4 months.
That's, I mean, I admire that because I don't even like people taking my picture. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Having someone follow you around that long. Okay. So I am actually going to Paris in a few months. And one thing I was like, wanted to ask all of you guys, what's the one thing that I have to see when I'm in Paris?
Musée d'Orsay is my favorite museum, the Musée d'Orsay, yeah. And then I would say for sure to go to the Marais and go to Miss Non for falafel, because the Marais is like the most incredible area in France, in Paris, and you can just walk for hours and just get lost in like all these little streets, and there's 1,000,001 little things, and they have the best falafel, and there's a lot of history there.
I love the falafel. That's great. And then what is the biggest lesson that doing this show has taught you?
I think doing this show has definitely taught me to be better at being on time.
That is literally the best answer I've ever heard. Every time I do an interview, I ask that, and then people are like, well, it taught me to respect my craft, and like being on time is amazing. So I just wanted to thank you. I personally love the show. I cannot wait to see more of it. I actually wrote down a list of predictions that I hope like to see what happens. And maybe I'll be right, maybe I'll be wrong, but that's the thing I love about Real Girlfriends is it's unpredictable. It's so fresh and it's so real, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. But thank you so much for your time.
Much. Thank you.